going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a quick little overview of my new blueprints mod. This isn't going to be a in-depth tutorial or anything like that. This is just going to be some of the cool things I've done with it so far and some of the possible things you can do. So first things first, right here I have a automated Crucible system, and the way this works is it is taking from this compactor, or it's a block node, so it links to when you select here I'll show you which is selected, but basically you press this button and you can select a face, and now it's extracting from this face right here. If I unhighlight it, and I can change the color, and if I unhighlight that, and then you can see that it's going to all these places. So as you can see, these are all the fired crucibles, and it's extracting. So right here, this ticking node, um, this happens 20. So a tick happens, or there's 20 ticks per second. So this is basically happening every single tick, or every single second, I mean. So every single second, we're extracting one item, and we're putting that item into all of these right here, and you can see that happening. If you look at the top there, the cobblestone will actually go up. See that? So that's one example. Let's see, what else do we have? So that's an item example. Oh yeah, and then we're extracting the fluid, 100 megabyte, or not 100 megabytes, 100 milli. My brain is drawing a blank. I forgot what MB stands for, but anyway, 100 millibuckets. Yeah, millibuckets. 100 millibuckets extracted every single second, and that's going into this fluid tank, which is acting as a buffer. And then from there, if we come over here, yeah, so every single second, we're extracting from this fluid tank, and we're putting it into these magmatic dynamos. And these are right here, so you can see they're staying full. And then if we come down here, yep, so this is happening once per tick, so this is happening 20 times per second, and we're extracting 4,000. That's just an arbitrary number. I don't really, they're extracting about, or they have a maximum of about well, this one's only doing about 40. These throttle basically on how much you're outputting, so because this buffer right here is full, they're not outputting as much, so I just set it to some high arbitrary number, and it will just take the maximum amount pretty much every single tick. You could specify this to be lower or anything. It's really customizable. And then we're inserting that into our battery, which is right here. Okay, that's that. Oh yeah, and let me show you some of the user interaction stuff. So right here, this is automated Botania, or whatever you call it. So we have Living Rock and Living Wood being automated here, and I'll show you what's happening. So right here, every single tick, we're breaking. Here, let me show you the face. So it's going to those blocks and it's breaking it if we're filtering. So if it's one of these, so it's not going to break it if it's just a regular stone block. It's going to break it only if it's a living rock or living wood, and I can reuse that filter obviously because, you know. And then, oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So we have our user nodes here, and basically these will take an input from an inventory or a buffer or whatever you want. You insert it into it, and then it has its internal inventory space, and it can only hold one stack. So it basically acts like a hand, like a player's hand, if you want to think of it that way. So it's just 64 items in one stack. And this is subject to change. I'm not 100% on it, but yeah. So this every single five, it's trying to place 4 times per second, or 5 ticks. It's extracting, how much are we extracting? 32 per 32 per second, and because this only can hold a maximum of 64, it's gonna cap it out, or it will only let it go when it can insert 32 at a time, if that makes sense. And then finally, the last part about this, oh no, sorry, not the last part. This is actually technically the first part. So Oh wait, this was for, what is this for? Oh yeah, this is for the living wood, and this is the living rock. It's a little bit more complicated because I am taking in cobblestone, which is from up here, right here. You can see that 600,000 is a lot. So I'm taking in that cobblestone. We're filtering it to make sure it's not compressed. It's a black list you can see right here, not a white list, because you can technically extract compressed cobble from that. So I'm blacklisting that. And this uses a regex filter. It's pretty powerful. You can do a lot with it. It doesn't match case though. That's one thing to note. It might change that in the future too. So it takes that, and so it takes the cobble, and then it puts it into this emerald furnace right here, and then it's gonna output into one of these two. I think it's this one. So yeah, this, or no, sorry, it doesn't output here, but it outputs here, and it does that because you can have multiple faces selected for a single block, and actually you can have unlimited of the same face selected too. So there's really no limit. You could be trying to insert 50,000 items per tick per face if you wanted. So yeah, we're doing that, and then we use the buffer node here to store the stone, and this is actually an infinite buffer. Yeah, I guess it is kind of OP because you literally can store infinite items of whatever you want, but basically I use it as a buffer here so that we are only inserting into the user node, because the user nodes, like I said before, can only hold 64 items. So basically we're inserting 32 in here whenever we can, and that actually just happened because now we're at 63, so it just inserted. Yeah, so it inserts into there, and then it inserts in, yeah, it places the blocks pretty much, like the living wood, same thing. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the final part, so after we're placing it, and then it does its thing, and it gets broken over here. Our hopper, this is a hopper node, so it has you select the place you want it to be, and it's this one right here. And then it has a radius of how much like the area for like the items to be picked up. Sorry. And then we are extracting it into the block chest right here, not the block chest, the chest right here, right there. And then we are putting oh yeah, we're filtering out living wood, and then we're putting it into this one over here. And then on the same chest, and this is like I said before, you can have multiples of the same face. Yeah, these are the exact same block on the exact same face. And this allows for filtering of different things at different places, which is really nice. So then we're filtering out living rock and putting it into this one. And yeah, that's pretty much how you filter that. And you can pretty much automate anything with this because there's a grinder node which kills mobs. Like I said, there's a hopper node, there's a buffer, user node, all kinds of stuff. You can really automate any mod. And I'm thinking of adding like a dropper node in the future where it'll just drop items into the world from like its internal buffer. I don't know. Anyway, that was just a quick little overview. In the future I'll probably add more nodes and make an official tutorial on how to actually use this with like multiple parts and whatnot. But for now, that was just a quick little overview. I hope you guys like my mod, and thanks for checking it out.